today. I'm at a slightly bigger South Canterbury River today. And it's nice, good fishing conditions. It's nice and dull overcast, perfect for fishing. And I've just got here and checked my tackle. You know what? My tackle's all in a mess. Sand and shit and grit in it. Because I haven't had a chance to sort of clean it out properly. So I've got here and you face a load of problems as soon as you get to your new venue, you know. So there's nothing worse. I mean, so there's nothing better than just, you know, the night before, just getting your gear and just going through it, just washing it with fresh water and getting all the sand and grime out of your reel and give it a fresh oil, all this sort of stuff. And it's stuff I haven't done. And I've been getting all frustrated and pissed off. Anyway, I'm fishing. And you know what? It's the water is a little bit milky, but I can still see a good metre of stones at my feet just down here. Just down there, look. So I'm confident with this lure I've got on. It's the classic silver 24 gram. It's called a snake lure, 24 gram. And I've nicknamed it Jake the Snake. Which like I keep saying to myself every now and again, which is quite amusing. And so we're fishing an area right near the mouth of the river. This is the lure I'm using. This thing here. So when you approach a new spot, just, you know, there's a classic old saying in fishing, and it's called fish your feet first. And gives you a chance to warm up with your gear, not doing too dramatic casts and buggering and snapping all your gear off or losing your gear or anything like that. Just fish your feet first, find the depth. A lot of fish are caught close in. With salmon, you're looking for pools. I like these pools. See, they swim up through the current. They come from the sea, they swim up the current and they rest. They look for little areas where they can rest. So on a big river like this, every tide, you're always going to get salmon running the river. You chat to a lot of anglers and they're like, oh yeah, nothing's been caught, this is that and the other. You know, all doom and gloom sort of forecast. Bullshit. There's fish there to be caught. You just got to put the time in. You just got to work it out for yourself. It's as simple as that. You're not given anything in this world. You've got to work at it. So it's not too deep just down there. Because I chuck it out, and after a couple of seconds, I just start to feel a few little bounces. I'm not too bothered about it being right on the bottom. It's good to be right on the bottom, but if you're right on the bottom with this lure, you'll find that it'll start losing its tinge. It'll start going like a bronzy sort of colour. It's the underneath sort of pure metal or whatever it is under there, whatever they use. And so I like just to sort of I just if it's reasonably shallow, I just like to give it a little bit of retrieve, stop the braid getting stuck in the stones, and just a very, very, very slow little retrieve. Now you can get, there's other species in here. There's you can get flatfish, you can catch red cod, there's carwai, you can catch cooters or barracudas, what they're called, out that side, the surf side there. But the tide's coming in. Tide's been coming in about an hour, it's a couple of hours. The new spot. There's a couple of old boys here fishing with me, and they've all got life jackets on. I don't blame. No, this bloke's just struck it or something. No, nothing there. So I'm just, what you got to do with your bag, as the tide's coming in, look, you just got to keep an eye on your stuff as well. So you just got to have your wits about you. So you just got to stay relaxed. Just have your wits about you. And if you've got some different types of lures, you can try them, but I like to use stuff which has worked in the past, even if the conditions are slightly different. I like to use what's hooked the fish in the past. So it's It's not rocket science, this fishing. It's what I call about doing the basics well. And what I mean by that is just like your terminal tackle needs to be sound. Your gear hasn't got to be the state of the art, most expensive fishing. Hello, we got there. We had a little mullet following it or something. It's a good sign. See, straight away when I see that, that reminds me of where my previous venue's been, where the mullet had been following the lure. So straight away, I know that this lure is okay to use. They say for salmon fishing, you should be able to see, if you've got a Wellington boot on, you should be able to see the bottom of the sole of your foot. So that's about a foot and a half or whatever the hell that is. And if you've got those conditions, then that's good enough for a salmon. That's good enough for them to see your lure or whatever. You can use bright luminous lures and things like that. But here we've got about a metre and a half, I would say. So, nice little pool I'm in here. Nice little pool. No need to go too crazy. Got some nice little light gear on here. I've got about 30 yards of £20 braid, and then looks like I've got the rest as about £16. So I really do need to put some heavier braid on this outfit, but a bit more capacity is what I'm really after. But I'm just gonna chance it. It would probably hold a fish. Yeah, it just depends. It really depends. Sometimes if a salmon takes off, tears off, you'll be in a muddle. But sometimes they sort of they will just hold in the current, and they'll just you'll be holding them, and they'll be wagging their tail, and they'll just be staying in the current. So it'll be like a stalemate. But like that, you're slowly winning because he's using his energy up. So that would be the ideal scenario with this outfit. But a decent one, if he said, right, I want to go back out to sea again, I'd be in a muddle. So, you know, sometimes you just have to, hello, there it is again. That's almost like that's a baby sea run trout or something, because it's got a lot more vigour than the mullet. It sort of comes right up to it, it says hello, and he's very attracted to it. Surprised if it's not a sea run. It's a little one though. He sort of comes right up to it and then sort of, so you're gonna, got bitten by a sandfly earlier on. I was bait fishing. I was just trying out some mussels from the supermarket. And I was just standing there and the fucking thing bit me. They're not too much of a nuisance in this area on the east coast, but on the west coast they're a lot more of a nuisance. Really bad fishing on the beach. Like, you've got to go to the chemist and get the best stuff you can buy, you know, and literally before you even get to the west coast you've got to apply it and put it all on everywhere. They're that bad. So with this sort of fishing, you've just got to be in it to win it, really. Remember, salmon like hardware. So there is sea run trout here. To get a sea run trout, you probably want like a little soft bait or something, little mini something or other. Flies, stuff like that. But if you're targeting a salmon, you've got to use hardware, metal, and I mean by that I mean metal hardware. Things like this. No good using soft baits and all that sort of shit. For some reason, they like metal hardware. So, I do apologise for the wind if the wind's been a bit of a nuisance. So I'm just going to try a little. We've tried this area here. So the old saying goes: if you ain't had nothing after a few minutes, or 5-10 minutes, or whatever, don't just stay in the same spot. Just if conditions will let you, just move to a different spot. I wish I had some different braid on. carrying a bit more capacity. This is just a lovely setup at the minute, but it doesn't matter. I mean, you know, I don't think the salmon are huge this year, but just a slow retrieve. See how you get on in a new spot. So there's a little island out there in the middle. Look. Little island. The key to this sort of fishing is not getting too stressed out and just fishing for a long time. It's a nice sort of fishing. It's almost you know, you're getting a routine. You're not, and then for a start, you're not really actually watching what you're doing. You just you're relaxed. You just, you know, you're not really sort of watching too much what you're doing. The seas are very sort of turquoisey, sort of. It's got big fish written all over it. It really has. So just gotta. It's a guy fishing next to you. So you just got to be conscious that what you're doing and you're not casting over his line. You just got to watch what he's doing. He's got a little jig head on, so he's obviously trying to catch a sea run trout or something like that. Hello, we just had a knock then. Oh, there we are. Yeah, that looked like a bloody yellow-tailed kingfish. See that? I don't know if you got that. A biggest carwai, I think it was a carwai, jumped cleanly out of the water. So you've got to watch out for this sort of thing. Waves coming behind. They're a lot more. It's a lot more power than you think, because the shingle sort of gives way. So you have a combination. Hey, you can see there's carwai. We're going to run into something here, I think. Whether they are all carwai in there, yeah, what's going on here? We're going to run into some action here in a minute, ladies and gentlemen. I think we've got some visitors coming with the tide, so I'm just going to cast over here, and all hell's going to break loose in a minute, I think. Hungry? No one's hungry? Surprised. Surprised no one's hungry. It's a lot of cut. There we go. There we go. There we go. See that? Do you see that, ladies and gentlemen? That was a big run, wasn't it? Ah! Busted me. Busted me. Busted me. Busted me. Busted me. I lost my fucking lure. That's not what. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to say about that really. That is not what you should do. You should just let it go. That was a big carwai, I assume. That was a big carwai. Could have been a kingfish. I panicked a little bit because I felt I had loads of line. I felt I didn't have a lot of line on my reel, and so I just tried to slow it down a little bit. I thought it would be like a smallish sort of carwai. So yeah, so what I'm going to do, I've lost my bloody lure, my favourite lure. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to rig up with some heavier braid on and see if we can get him on the bank. Yeah, it's sort of, yeah, that's not what you can do, but that's how easy it is to lose a fish. It's probably only a carwai. If you look out on the horizon, there must be, I don't know. Must be 10,000 carwai out there. There's just absolutely riddled in them. But it's, you know, there you go. That's one of those things. But that was a good fun. All right, I'll catch you later.